So those are your activations for ER and IR, external rotation, internal rotation. So this is again a little bit more advanced. We are stepping up into the more intermediate levels. So you should have already quite a bit of understanding and awareness of where you should be feeling the activation. Okay, so this is external and internal rotation. So it's a lot of in and out that you need to understand. So let's start with the first exercise already. We're going into sumo squat with the push outs, like hold and push out poses. So with the sumo squat, we want to try and open the toes. And we're going to try and tug that tailbone slightly under. So we effectively want to try and sumo into a straight back rather than leaning forward this way, yeah? So this is a little bit different from a classic sumo squat that you'd be doing at the gym where you kind of like go into the glute. Here we actively want to open into external rotation, yeah? So we want to try and like lower ourselves, the knees are following the toes. If your toes are not following if your knees are not following the toes and they're knocking in, bring your feet a little bit forward, yeah? That's still a sumo. Here is more like when we start practicing a little bit more into ballet style and dance style. We're going to take it down. We're going to hold here for now. What you can start first when you really struggle is to simply like pulse here when you push the knees out. So you can see I'm kind of like going one side and then I'm going the other. And once you start feeling it a little bit more, you're like proficient, yeah, we then actively pulse and open the knees at the same time. So you want to try and like actively open and push those knees out as you pulse here, okay? So this is like your sumo with pulses. Exercise number 2 are quadruped cars. So cars are controlled articulated rotations, and you actively want to make sure that your body is fully engaged. So in functional range conditioning, we call this irradiation. So I really ground myself through my feet. I ground myself through the rest of my body. I engage my core. You can see I've got a nice neutral spine. And cars are controlled articulated rotation. So you can start with a little bit of a pull in into a fire hydrant and out and in. As you can see, I'm not making big circles because I want to get in my range. You want to really feel the squeeze. Try and keep your knee at 90 degrees. But what we want to try and avoid is kind of like moving the body around. The aim is to strengthen into the hip. So you have to like deeply massage into the capsule of the joint. So you want your femur to go where it gets sticky. And this is compensation. Remember, we're trying to remove compensation. So if you reverse your circle, I'm pushing into the hamstring a little bit more and then take it more to the side. And then slowly through to the front, hip flexor, and then back again. So you aim for the rest of the body to stay completely still. That's where it gets quite difficult. And you want to feel the muscle really close to the hip working hard. So that's why you need to really work on the awareness. It's quality over quantity, and it's not about jerking around the moves. It's around finding where your limitation lie in the contraction and the range. Yeah, so you want to go at the maximum range and contract here, really feel the engagement in the glutes, in the hamstring, in every single muscle of your hips. The next exercise that we do are butterfly activation. So butterfly stretch, very nice and easy. Try and have your heels as close to your groin as possible here. We take the hands into the feet. Try also and keep the chest up. If you are leaning forward like this, you might want to sit on a block to elevate yourself, yes? So we want to try and have this sort of at least opening into the chest. So you might need to sit on a block or several blocks. If necessary, it's fine, it doesn't matter. But we start sort of like going up and down here. And when I say up and down, we obviously use a little bit of momentum, but we also want to actively push the knee down. You can see I'm like pushing the knee down and up, push them down and up, push and up, push, push, push. Trust me, 5-6 years ago, my knees were here. So it does take time, but it works. The next exercise, when we're still in butterfly, you can actively push the knee in and out. So you actively push your hand for a second. For a second, I said 10. And then you are going to pull the knee away from your hand for 10 seconds. Now you can see my knee has gone down. I place my hand down and I push again against my hand. And then I pull away. My hand stays where it is. I'm just pulling away. And you do this 3 times. Now you hold at the range, you push, and you pull. And now you can see how low my knee has gone. I'm going to try and keep that as low as possible. I'm going to go on the other side. I press down. Oh, my left side is terrible. My left adductor. Push. So you push on your hand, and then you pull away. My left side is a little bit harder. And then I'm pushing again. So this is really helpful for your nervous system as well. Push, 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 push. Pull away. It's really not going much. And push one more time. And pull away. Yeah, obviously I'm doing like 3-5 seconds, but you can see my knees are already coming down. This is a very nice activation for your abductors and adduction as well, yeah? The last exercise we're going to do is your frog, dynamic frog. So go as wide as you can. Open the toes to the side. Keep your shins parallel here. And we're going to move forward and back, yeah? So I'm showing you front to back first. This is hard because I'm not in the right side of the mat. But you want to try and have the shins in line with your knees. And you move forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. One more. Yeah? Okay, so this is that. I'm not sinking into my low back. You see, I'm kind of keeping my back straight here as well, yeah? So we're keeping the spine neutral through the movement. Good. So that's your activation, and I will see you in the next video, which includes the stretches.